Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us are the Raddy RF206. This is an AM, FM, Bluetooth, MP3 player, shortwave portable radio. You can find it selling on Amazon for around $34.99. Mine had a 10% off coupon, bringing the price down to $31.50. Not bad for what this has to offer. I'll have links down below if you're interested. Check them out. Yeah, definitely a worthwhile radio at that price point. So check it out here. Shortwave radios, RF206. Now, a lot of people wanted me to review this one, so I picked it up. Here we are from Amazon. There you go, pretty simple brown box. A little beat up on the corner. That's Amazon's fault. But there you go. So let's go ahead and show you what came in the box. Took everything out. And we get the star of the show. Here we are. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty compact. It's nice. I was liking it. So with this, we also get an AC cord because it runs off of AC or batteries. I'll show you that. And of course, we get the manual, which is kind of like a bigger brochure style. And I want to kind of show you the manual. I always like to do this for posterity. There you go. You got quite a few bullet points there, what the product can do. There you are. The big one is the 4-inch speaker. 8 watts. It's really nice audio. Like it. Enjoying that. We get presets. We'll talk about those. And of course, the MP3 player and Bluetooth. All on the AC power, which is nice. Now, this is kind of hard to zoom in because of my tripod. But just gives you a general idea. I'll try to cover what the buttons do. Though it's pretty basic, as you can see there. But some have multiple functions, like the up and down arrows. You think they'd be pretty simple, but they do quite a bit. So, there you are. And then here you go, power switch, volume adjustment, of course. Toggling 9K and 10K. I don't want to see that there. So there you go, method for adjusting the medium wave step value. Boom, there it is. And then that, I think we're almost through. This thing's gigantic. Let's see. How far along are we? Yes, this manual is just gigantic. Hopefully this isn't making you woozy. This thing's going back and forth. There you go. You can set the time. It has a clock, which is cool. Also has a timer or wake on radio. So that's nice to have. Yes, did I mention? Yeah, sleep function, locking, unlocking. So yeah, there's a lot to this radio. Okay, we got the specifications, people like that. Key specs, nice. So there's your band coverage on shortwave, 2.3 to 23 megahertz. Pretty usable. Found quite a bit there, especially in the evening and during the day. Here we are. Supported cards. All right, and I think that's about all I'm going to show you. We're done. So that is the huge brochure style manual. Boom, done. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to move this AC cord off. We're going to use the batteries for the radio. So let's go ahead and show you the Raddy RF206. Pretty cool. I'm liking the looks of it. Looks pretty awesome. Let's go over dimensions. For length across from this end to the tuning knob, we are 8 7/8 of an inch, or almost 9 inches in length. We have 5 inches in height. That's with the handle down. And then we have a width from front to back of 2 3/4 inches. That includes it when the handle is folded down like that. So you got this, kicks back a little bit like that. So if you're wondering what's going on there. So that's how that handle works. Let's do a size comparison with other radios I have handy. I always have my CC Pocket handy. Yes, definitely. Current time is 11:43 p.m. Central Standard Time near Chicago, Illinois, USA. For the sake of any band scans we perform, I plan on doing an FM, medium wave, and shortwave band scans with it so you get an idea on this video. So there you go, CC Pocket in the house. Nice. Next we have C-Crane's CC Skywave 2, which is awesome. AM, FM, weather alert, airband, shortwave. You probably see me say this a bunch of times, but pretty cool radio. Runs on 2 AA batteries for 70 hours. It doesn't quite have the sound quality this has, but you know, it sounds good on headphones. I like it. It's portable. And then, of course, if you don't have those radios, we have a deck of cards. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He loves Raddy shortwave radios from China land. Dun 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 dun. He's Iron Man. Yeah, pretty cool. Rock on, right? Okay, so that's a deck of cards. Let's talk about features of the RF206. Yeah, so right away you can see it's got a metal speaker grill with a 4-inch speaker. Boom, it's all about the speaker in this radio. Everything is about the speaker. Look at that. 2/3 of this radio is a speaker, or close to that. It's pretty awesome. Going to the left-hand side, you can see we got AC input right there. It's all right. I don't mind side inputs. They're actually good for kitchen shelves that are narrow, so that's a nice thing, or bookshelves. So you don't room out the back. It's good to have it out the side. So it's probably the best spot for it. I know the Sony, I think 506 is the same way, which it will be competing against, even though this is much less in cost and has shortwave. So yeah, you get this folding handle as you saw. Nice. Yeah, Raddy, you got this little metal emblem. Yeah, so they put a little touch to detail there. LCD is backlit. As you can see with the power off, it's showing when we're on batteries, the battery life. And then we got a clock there. It says 11:46 p.m. Nice, so it's AM and PM clock. No 24-hour, I believe. So just 12-hour clock. But yeah, it's backlit. So if we turn this on, let me just turn the volume down. It has a speaker pop, as you heard that. You know, I've had that with other radios, like my GE Super Radio does it, my C-Crane EP Pro does it, and it doesn't hurt anything, so don't worry about that. So we come up with our band. Here we are in shortwave. Pretty sensitive, the antenna's not even up. That's great. 3.3 megahertz, CHU Canada, time signal, but it has this brightness. So yeah, you can change it, which is nice on the display. It's like a white, it looks really good in person. It's kind of washed out on my screen. We'll probably leave it off so you can read the numbers. But yeah, you got the 3 stages, which is good, but you can leave it off. Helps the batteries anyway, so there you go. And the cool thing is it's showing the clock all the time too as well. I like that. Inexpensive radio, and it does that. Great. So yeah, let's go ahead and just turn that down. I think, yeah, we'll switch this to, I don't know, we'll go to, I don't know, FM for now. Would I go back to shortwave? Okay, yeah, I did. There we go. Yeah, I have to probably clip something to the antenna for that. So there you go. So you can see I switched the bands, FM, 89.1 megahertz. Pretty awesome. So buttons, they do quite a bit. As I was showing you, you have a brightness button. Above it, we have a mode select button. I guess I'll show you that. TF card. I guess this is for MP3 player. Awesome. So yeah, you can change the mode. You can go from Bluetooth, USB, because USB I'll show you in a second, thumb drives, or the TF card slot, which is nice. And you can also lock it down by pressing and holding this button, and it'll lock the radio down. You guys can see that. Turn the brightness. Oh, well, let me turn the brightness on while it's locked. Now we'll put the lock on, see if we can. Now you can see the flashing icon there. There you go. Cool. You get the idea how that works, right? So multiple uses on these buttons. You gotta get used to it, and once you're used to it, works out great. So as you can see in TF CarPlay, pause, play, which is pretty basic. When in radio mode, you have auto tuning storage. So you press and hold this on the band you want to save presets to, automatically searches the entire band and saves every preset it finds. Now you're going to be using that on shortwave a lot, trust me, with this radio. That's a way to use it. So let's go ahead and we're going to turn this backlight off. All right. So yeah, let's just turn the radio off for a moment. So we have up and down arrows. Now these up and down arrows do quite a bit. So we can actually seek forward, seek down when we're in the radio mode. It's not incremental tuning. We have that on the tuning knob over here. But this is seek tuning, so you press and hold and it starts seeking, which is okay. I wish it had a quick tune, but it does not have a quick tune, unfortunately. But if you're too quick, it'll actually start the preset mode, so that can be an issue. You might be browsing an area of the band you like, and if you quick press, you will all of a sudden jump to a preset you didn't want to. That's kind of a letdown, but I'll show that in action. But that's what, and then of course, when you're playing your MP3s, you got fast forward, rewind, track forward, track back. Same with Bluetooth, you got your track forward, track back. Okay, over here, quick brightness, clock setting. Here we have a way to manually enter presets, which is great, thankful. I love that they have that ability. Of course, we have time function, so we can wake the radio up at a certain given time. And of course, we press and hold this, we have the sleep function. Down here, as you saw, we have the different modes we can toggle. The TF mode, which is Bluetooth and USB as well. Shortwave, 2.3 to 23 megahertz, nice. FM, and of course FM's interesting. FM starts at 64 megahertz on this radio and goes to 108. AM band, as you saw, you can change it from 9 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz. Of course, our on-off switch, as you saw me using, it's notch tuning. It's not fun, but it works. Volume control is nice and smooth. Over here, you can see we got a flush fitting micro SD card slot, which I love. Nothing sticking up there. That's beautiful. So I'm using a micro SD in there. It doesn't come with one. It supports up to 256 gigabytes. And the cool thing about the MP3 player is it does remember track and track position. Yes. So if you're listening to an hour-long track, you're halfway through, you turn the radio off, turn it back on, it remembers exactly where you left off. Love it. A lot of radios don't do that. USB thumb drive support, and of course, headphone jack. Now, if you're using the headphone jack, you're not going to get stereo, but there's no hiss as well. So if you like low volumes, you're going to like this. When you're on FM or MP3 mode, expect strong lows, moderate mids, and light highs. When you're on shortwave and AM, expect a low neutral tone. So definitely a lot of bass on that headphone jack that I noticed using CC buds. On the bottom here, you got little, it's kind of like feet for stabilization, even though it doesn't really need it. It's a pretty wide body radio. Our built-in handle, as you saw, of course, I mentioned it has a 4-inch speaker. Awesome. Again, it's all about the speaker. Our whip antenna on the back extends to 24.5 inches, and you can kind of press that in there, and it holds a little spot. Nice. Recessed. A little spot to help pull up the handle. Antenna, so it knows what you're doing. There's a little tag, vented case. Behind here, we have our battery compartment, which holds 4 AA batteries. That's one thing I don't like about this radio. It should have at least 3 D cells, 4 Ds if they could have fit it. But again, they went all speaker with this radio, and it probably takes up quite a bit. Plus, they have the AC transformer. I'm guessing that's why we don't have larger batteries in this radio, because it's just not long enough. This radio had to be longer to accommodate those bigger batteries. That is my guess why we only got AA's. Those AA's aren't going to last long. I've actually watched the meter go down while I was playing this and testing it. So yeah, plug it in with the AC cord. This is a good shop radio, good kitchen radio. Yeah, it's not going to be a good portable radio running, hundreds of hours like an ICF 19 Sony, but it'll do okay. So yeah, FM reception report, let's talk about that. So I kind of went over all the features as much as I could. So when I went through the FM band, I found it had found 74 stations, which gives it a 3.5 star rating. I rated it in 5 tiers. Move this over. So fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. This scored a good to very good by finding those 74 stations. Selectivity was good as well. I was finding faint stations next to strong stations, and absolutely wonderful. So this makes a great FM radio so far. For the money, it's excellent for that. Shortwave, it's another thing you'll see in a second. AM is not where it's at, but it's okay. So let's go ahead and turn it on. We're going to do an audio demo. So we'll go to our TF card. Again, a little speaker pop doesn't hurt anything. So it showed you how many tracks were on there, what track number we're on, and it shows elapsed time. You remembered where we left off. We'll run this demo for a few minutes. get an idea. Now I do have old time radio on here. Fast forward is kind of slow. Okay, slower on a small file, faster on a big file. I didn't try it on a big file. Nice.
No one we know, honey. You see, Richard is greatly interested in the primary elections, and he's coming here with a stack of election circulars he wants me to mail. Circulars? Yeah, you know, there's a picture of the man, and underneath it is a description of what he's done.
Oh, I know, like those pictures of Al's friends that are hanging in the post office.
So there you go. That's cool. Yeah, so that's nice to have. You know, if your old-time radio shows on here, it's like, again, AC plug-in. It's fantastic. So let's go ahead and cruise some band, right? Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to go to shortwave. I think shortwave is what people want to see and hear. So let's go ahead and we'll just pause it. And yeah, pausing mode's great. You can, of course, pause play as a mute function. I also want to mention that this memory key, you get 20 medium wave, which isn't much, unfortunately. You get 30 FM. And you get 60 on shortwave. 60 on shortwave might be something you think about. We'll talk about that too. So we'll go to shortwave band. Okay. I'm gonna hook up a wire. It's like a Kato T1 wire. See if that helped reception. Okay, so to tune it, you can manually tune it, which will take you forever to go through the band. As you can see, as fast as you tune it, that's it. Or you can press and hold and seek. And this is how fast the seek tuning goes, not super fast. So you'll know that there is no meter band button on here, which is unfortunate. I wish there was. Now you can do a workaround by using presets to do that, but it'll take you a long time. Problem with this radio is if you lose power, if you take the batteries out, and you don't put fresh batteries in quick enough, you'll lose all your presets. That is a problem. If you have the radio plugged into AC with no batteries installed and you lose AC power, there go your presets. So keep that in mind with this radio. If you're going to be manually entering presets and being diligent about it, all that work might be for nothing if you don't have battery backup in here and you don't change them often. So something to think about.
So help us God, I'm Rick Wiles, and today is Wednesday, February 28th, 2024.
Hey, give it a date. Nice. We'll keep seek tuning. It's finding quite a bit.
6 hours, 1 minute, coordinated universal time.
So yeah, it's cool. Let it just do its thing here. It's browse. I do have presets on here, but yeah, it's fun to see if I can find other stations while we're top of the hour here. We're getting some digital modes. And yeah, loving this radio. So yeah, this is how you probably ATS, do your ATS storage system, where it searches the whole band, and you'll have that for the evening or during the day, depending on which time you're using it.
In the scriptures, when God opens them up and reveals them.
You can manually store stations too as well, and you can manually store like segments. So you got 60 presets. So say starting at 45, you could set it at 2.3 megahertz, then browse up to 4.3, save it the next one, then to 6.3, save it to the next one. Then you've segmented your band 10 times or 15 times, depending on how many times you want to segment it. You exit with your presets here, which I'll do right now.
Resurrection light.
So here's our preset. Nothing going down here. I don't think, I think last night I did get 2.5, so that was kind of nice. Surprised to hear that, so that was good. This radio picked it up, no problem. WWV out of Fort Collins, Colorado, about 900 miles away. So we'll see if it picks it up. I'm just going to, it's a lot faster than me tuning that knob, that's for sure. We'll see how often I have to stop it. Oh, no. There we go. Picked it up.
Will be presented tonight. Thing that you heard. Doc, I'll start with you. Well, I'll give you a day, so,
Choppy signal there.
Man, in his own banks of hell, because hell isn't large in itself.
Okay, we'll scan it. That's how the presets work. Music there.
Unemployed around 200,000 people directly, according
Got Cuba.
to the tourism ministry. It has been projected to drop
It's about 1,700 miles away.
5 million visitors in 2013. A million
Giovanni, saludos, bienvenida, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué tal, Giovanni?
Okay, it's Cuba as well. So yeah, great radio mix. Excellent reception. I mean, this is a 22-foot wire. The T1 is pretty easy to find. Like, again, I'll have links for that for you guys if you're interested in doing that. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on the shortwave band, but it's worth it because the AM band isn't so hot on here. It's mainly good for locals only, which you'll hear in a moment. But yeah, for shortwave, it does a decent job. It may have just a slight bit of breakthrough. I thought I heard some talking on some of those stations. Like 2.5, I thought I heard some talking. Maybe we got a little bit of medium wave breakthrough. Just adjust your wire length then, just to shorten your wire. This thing was sensitive without the whip being even up, as you saw, so definitely awesome. So yeah, we're almost through here. But it's fun to...
Reinaldo una vez lo sorprendió abajo y tuvo que subir con Java 14 pisos. Bueno, vamos...
Fun to discover here, so I think we're pretty much...
de La Habana informaron que a partir del 1 de enero...
Trying to get through it. There's a lot here, holy cow. I love it. Let's see if we got anything up on the presets. Go a little quicker up the preset line.
Had consciousness and went down to hell in soul or spirit form, and then began to burn.
And what you have there is in the beginning. Should be the name of the Lord.
Standard comedian Richard Lewis, one of the stars of the television series Curb Your Enthusiasm, has died at his home in Los Angeles. He was 76. Nicknamed the Prince of Pain, Richard Lewis was known for...
Okay, so let's go to FM. Get the idea how that works.
Thank you for that news. Hello and welcome to Newsday on the BBC service with Beverly.
His comedy routines. BBC World News.
Thank you for that news. Hello and welcome to Newsday on the BBC World Service with Beverly Cheng and James.
Till you weren't.
Trying for other stations here. I think I missed a few. Nice song.
Gee, what did I say? What's wrong with firemen?
Why, nothing. It's a very important profession. Only it's a sore subject with your father.
What's he got against firemen?
Well, he was one himself once.
Pop was? I didn't know that. When?
Back in Brooklyn. First year we were married. Oh, it's quite a story. We were still living with Grandpa, my father, and your daddy had just graduated from the Firemen's Academy. I remember the night he came home all excited.
So, old time radio on 105.9 or 780 WBBM AM. So there you go. Let's go to the AM band real quick and then we'll do final thoughts on this radio. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pop this off here. We'll retract our antenna. Yeah, I do like how this does 360 swivels. Nice. So you get that full direction for the FM and shortwave reception. Let me go ahead and just put this down. All right, cool. So we'll put the AM band. Now expect just locals on the AM band because with this Bluetooth and MP3 player built into it, I think it produces RFI internally. And of course we get a buzzing on the AM band. It's unfortunate because this radio would be perfect if it didn't have that. But on strong stations, you don't notice it.
It's time to move on, man. It's funny you brought that Dolphins game because I was actually at that game.
So that was 670 the score, WCR Chicago. Local, this here is Nashville. Hear that buzzing? That's definitely from the display. So there's WSM Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles to the south. It will pick up the stations, but you got to deal with that buzzing. WGN playing some cool music there. Nice. Chicago, 720.
Will he be surprised when he hears the news?
Yeah.
Good evening, Papa.
Good evening, Margaret, dear.
Good evening, Papa.
So here's 780 WBBM, Chicago. Old time radio that we heard on 105.9.
Margaret, would you please tell your husband to be good enough to get out of my chair?
Huh? Oh.
Fun. And now I'm trying to learn.
Detroit, Michigan, WJR. 300 miles to the
when my
east, or 270 to be exact.
Well over 3 decades. Me, did you eat the last of the Oreos? I will start by saying, question of whether so the Oreos or someone else.
Chester Pass is
Let's go up to 840.
Iran, which has supplied 300,000 artillery ships.
This is coast to coast. This is, of course, 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. And it's WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky.
Another ally, North Korea, for expertise in ballistic missile and space technology.
So this direction is KOA Denver, Colorado. On 850, we're picking that up, which is nice. And they're, of course, playing coast to coast as well.
That's why the Russians can afford to outgun the...
Parler donc de ce film jeunesse, ce qu'on voyage, là, on entend dans la bande-annonce, on est sur une banquise.
CJBC, Toronto. So you get the idea.
Money come in, great. We can use it towards those other goals. If not, at least you know you have the basics covered.
Yeah, absolutely right. Great advice.
WLW, not WL, is that right? No, WWL, New Orleans, Louisiana. No, yeah, that's right, New Orleans, 825 miles.
23 years old, and I'm living at my parents'.
Other people may have been targeted and don't even know it. Steve Scott, WCBS 880 News, a former NYU administrator.
So you heard the call letters, WCBS, that's New York, New York, 750 miles to the northeast. But the buzz is just, it's pretty unusable. Okay, let's go ahead and turn it off, do final thoughts on the RF206. What do I like about this radio? I like the FM reception. It does sound great. The speaker audio is amazing. It's very strong, especially when plugged into AC. You get extra power out of it. Backlit display is nice. Bluetooth MP3 player. Big fan of that. The handle's nice to have on here. It's low cost. AC operation. Again, that's nice. And of course, being able to run everything with AC is perfect, especially if it's going to be a shop radio. Definitely low cost is nice. What I don't like about this radio, yeah, the buzzing on the AM band's got to be fixed. Hopefully they can do that. Hopefully it's just something simple. It would be nice if it had stereo playback on the FM, on the FM or at least the MP3 player would be a nice thing. Meter band button. I mean, I have a $10 radio that has a meter band button, and this doesn't have it. That would be a welcome addition to this radio. Something that does a meter band function when you're on shortwave. It needs it built in. And the ability, the presets to be saved, like a little capacitor, EEPROM or something. So like when the power is completely lost, you still have your presets that you put in there. It has 110 presets total. That's a lot to lose. So I wish they had that covered as well. And of course the batteries, being AA's, it's pretty weak because if I had this volume turned up and I'm playing MP3s, it's going to drain those AA's no problem real fast. So those are my dislikes, but overall for $30, it does still get an upvote for 30 because of what it can do for $30. If it was more money, I'd say pass, but at $30, it's definitely a winner. So there you are. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a like if you did. 2, if you like Raddy radios and want to see more, hit subscribe at the bell icon. And 3, comment below what you think about this particular radio, the RF206. Is it a little too cheap for you? Do you want something better? People are really excited about this one. It kind of fills a niche, and it sometimes does it well and sometimes it doesn't. So it's kind of like an in-between. It depends on what you think. But at $31, it's not a bad value at all. So there you go. All right, take care, guys, and we'll see you in my next video.